All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a completely new paradigm for learning how to program. We're exploring a fascinating 10-day curriculum that's designed to take an absolute beginner and transform them into an AI-empowered software architect. And to be clear, this isn't your standard run-of-the-mill bootcamp. It's really a masterclass in making AI do the heavy lifting while you focus entirely on high-level thinking. Let's dig into the architecture of day one. Consider this brilliantly engineered constraint set by a student named Mustafa for his AI. By simply commanding it to act as a mentor with over 50 years of experience, he instantly transforms a standard, somewhat robotic chatbot into a seasoned, friendly senior engineer. Think about the psychological shift there. You're no longer reading dry, boring documentation. You are literally being guided by a master who is deeply invested in your progress. So here is our roadmap for day one. We'll start with Welcome to Vibe Coding, move into the new AI mindset, cover mastering prompt engineering, dive into the power of context, and finally wrap up with building real-world apps. Okay, Section 1. Welcome to Vibe Coding, a new era of development. There is a massive paradigm shift happening here. Back in the day, learning to code basically meant banging your head against a keyboard, trying to blindly memorize every single semicolon and bracket. But the Vibe Coder's goal? It moves completely away from rote memorization. The focus now is purely on architectural problem solving. You're learning how professionals actually think and plan because, well, the AI is going to handle the syntax for you. So what exactly is a vibe coder? Basically, it's becoming an extremely efficient AI-powered developer who plans, builds, and deploys production-ready SaaS applications. But pay close attention to this caveat. You do it without depending completely on AI. Your primary tool isn't a textbook anymore. It's AI, specifically tools like anti-gravity AI, used to execute your high-level vision. You are the director. You rely on AI for speed, sure, but you absolutely have to rely on your own trained mind to debug, secure, and scale the architecture. That's crucial because it puts you in control of the logic, allowing you to truly command the system instead of just guessing. Moving right along to Section 2, the new AI mindset, thinking as an architect. To succeed as a vibe coder, you really got to adopt a new set of rules. Rule number 1, you must understand the underlying architecture, the why a system works, before you ever ask the AI how to type the code. You have to start thinking like a software architect. This curriculum demands that the AI never assumes you have prior knowledge. Instead, it breaks everything down into small, interactive lessons to build a rock-solid foundation of logic. Mustafa set up some incredibly strict rules for his AI to enforce this exact mindset. He instructed it to track his unique learning style. If he learns slowly, the AI uses simpler examples. If he's picking it up quickly, it ramps up the difficulty. But the real game changer is this specific constraint. If I am wrong, explain why and teach me the correct way. It is explicitly designed to push back and catch mistakes, just like a true human mentor would. Next up, Section 3, Mastering Prompt Engineering, Talking to AI Tools. Now, to truly master prompting, you have to demand absolute simplicity. Take this brilliant constraint called the one-line rule. The idea is that whenever the AI introduces a new technical concept, it must explain it in a single, beginner-friendly line of Roman English. So something complex like Docker, it's instantly simplified to a clean computer inside a computer. An API becomes simply the path for software to talk to each other. By stripping away all that intimidating jargon immediately, you can easily grasp the actual utility of the tool. When you break down the day one syllabus, learning how to ask AI correctly is the direct stepping stone to true prompt engineering. You can't just throw sloppy, half-baked questions at an AI and expect enterprise-grade code in return. No way. You have to learn how startups build apps, how professionals structure their requests, and how to actively guide the AI step by step. All right, Section 4, the power of context, setting the environment. Context engineering is the final and, frankly, most crucial piece of the day one puzzle. If prompt engineering is what you ask, context engineering is the background you give the AI before you ask it. It's the vital fourth step. You have to feed the AI the right rules, the logic, and exact constraints before it generates a single line of code. Without an overarching goal, the code it spits out is just going to be disjointed and buggy. Think about how Mustafa engineered the context for his own learning environment. By commanding the AI to use real-world analogies, funny examples, ASCII flowcharts, and debugging stories, He actively engineered a context that makes learning genuinely addictive. He specifically told the AI, teaching should feel like reading an exciting book, not like reading documentation. This is context engineering in action. It completely redefines how we absorb technical knowledge. Which brings us to Section 5, Building Real-World Apps, the Ultimate Payoff. Everything you've learned on day one culminates in the ability to build professional, production-grade projects. You aren't just making a basic, useless calculator. Because you're a vibe coder leveraging AI for syntax, you get to skip right to building a full-blown clinic management system, a society ERP, or even WhatsApp automations. You focus entirely on full-scale system design and complex database handling. This is the ultimate payoff for you, turning your high-level ideas into functioning software almost immediately. And to ensure you actually make it to those final projects without losing steam, the entire journey is gamified. The AI enforces post-chapter requirements by essentially conducting an exam with multiple choice questions, debugging scenarios, and architecture thinking. It explains your wrong answers, tracks your progress on a leaderboard, and actually lets you physically level up from beginner all the way to vibe coding master. It's just an incredibly smart way to maintain motivation. Ultimately, what you should take away from this explainer is that the barrier to entry for building real software has fundamentally changed. Once you master the architectural mindset and survive day one, it leaves us with a pretty provocative question. As you gear up to face the final boss project and unlock day two, how quickly will this vibe coding method completely replace traditional coding education? Thanks so much for joining me today, and remember, keep thinking like an architect.